Hi, everyone. Welcome back. Today, I wanted to talk about what a local business owner needs to know about SEO in order to actually show up on the SERPs. So, first thing, if you don't have a Google business profile set up and if you're not getting reviews, like start there. You don't even need a website at that point. You can just set up your Google business profile and list your services. You can even hide your address if you don't want to display that, but that is going to be huge for any type of home service or storefront. Like you need the local business owner. And also if you're doing like massage or something like that, like some sort of like service, I tell my clients still, you can set up your Google business profile and you don't need to show your address. Um, just make sure that you can send mail somewhere. So maybe it's like your parents' address or whatever, and like someone that can just get you that mail. Because if Google makes you verify through the postcard verification, then you will need to actually be able to obtain the mail that is sent. And there's so many workarounds for that. So DM me if you have any questions about that, or just the setup of Google Business Profile. But it's pretty self-explanatory. You just want to make sure to list everything, fill it out fully, and you can even use chat, and just prompt chat like fill this out, optimized for local business profile. So yeah. Um Next is the website part of it. So a lot of local businesses that I encounter have some sort of like Wix or Squarespace or something like that. And, they don't fully understand the SEO areas to fill in. And if they do, sometimes it's not fully optimized. And if that's the case, I can give you some really simple guidance. If you're not trying to spend money on an agency or anything like that, um, you just want to make sure that, okay, if you have multiple services that you're offering and you only have one page or like a home page and then an about page, you want to actually make sure you're setting up these service specific pages that are targeting just one service. Um, you don't want to like go into too many overlapping pages, like then that leads into the keyword cannibalization. Um, but if you're, doing roof repair versus roof installation, so those should be separate pages. Um, Another example, if it's like some sort of handyman or you're installing um basketball courts or like locker rooms, like these should be separate pages on their own that target that intent. So just the way you think about it, it's like whatever is going to be good for a user is going to be good for Google. So when a user is typing into Google, roof repair near me, that roof repair page should be served up. And a key piece that you need to know about the SEO elements on that page. So, site wide, you should have your meta titles, descriptions, and H1s. There should only be one H1 per page. And how to actually write that, it should be very concise and target the keyword. The meta title itself should be front loaded with the keyword and then the geo. So I'm speaking to mostly local business owners. So yes, we need to use a geo when we're writing the H1 and the meta title. The meta description is purely, it just needs to be present so that Google can see this is a unique meta description on the page. If it sees that it's missing, it's just like kind of a trust impairment. Um, it's not like huge, like out of all the grand scheme of things. Like if you're missing a meta description, it's not the end of the world, but it's not great for establishing trust. So if you want to just like check the easy boxes, like let's establish trust, just go ahead and fill it out. And again, you can use chat and just be like, write me a meta description for SEO purposes, and it will write you that, and it's going to be great. And you can tell it to like 160 or 165 character limit. And I usually incorporate like a call to action. So it'll be like, call for a free consultation. So that can actually impact the click-through rate from the SERP. So if a user happens to see in the meta description that's displayed, if Google decides to serve what's actually there, because oftentimes it is rewritten, um, it can potentially increase your click-through rate. So there you go. And then next, okay, in Wix and like these other sites, there will be an SEO section. So just make sure that you're looking at that, and is it fully optimized? With WordPress, it's really great because you can add, rank math plugins or Yoast. I actually prefer rank math as the SEO plugin, and that gives you a lot of control over how you want to set up your SEO elements. Some of these other sites are like, I mean, a GoDaddy site, that's the worst. Sorry, y'all. If you have that out there, I'm sorry. You have to deal with that. That is just like a nightmare for SEO. But I mean, Wix, it's okay. Squarespace, like, it's really not great, but I mean, they give you the basic fields to fill out. So make sure you're filling out those basic fields. Next, I'll get into schema. So if, okay, if you have someone that built your website or whatever, someone technical, just see if they can grant you access to it's called Google Tag Manager. And oftentimes I'll put schema through there, and manage all these other codes that I want to install on the site. Um, so even if you're not super technical, you can always find someone that can do a one-off thing. Whether it's someone in the gym or whatever, like if you happen to know someone that has those skills, then you can just ask them to set it up because schema is huge, especially in, the era of AI search and all that stuff. Um, you want to have schema on your pages. So local business schema, product rating, all of that is going to be really great for your site because it's adding these search features, we call it, and then also just feeding the search engines as well as AI, so that it can easily understand the content and what your site is about and then serve that up. So that's just all reinforcing the trust and allowing you to gain visibility where it matters most. So I would say those are like really important key pieces to know about your basic website if you don't have anyone managing it. Just look out for those. And then again, I mentioned the one H1 per page. You should actually have descending headers as well on a page, and those are really good for SEO. And think about it as like, okay, you have a roof repair page. Okay, you want to add other questions that people are asking. So it's targeting those secondary keywords like cost factors and things like that that people are actually wondering when they are thinking about roof repair. What are the questions that go through their head? And you, as a business owner, are going to know the most out of anyone. So just have it kind of be natural. And you can even see it in any like free tool out there too. Like you can see the secondary type keywords and question based keywords and just mark those up as your headings. you don't want to have a ton of chunks of paragraphs not broken up by your headers. So that's another like simple fix that you as the owner you can fix. And since you are the expert in your area, it shouldn't be too difficult to figure out. So that's all I wanted to share. If you guys have questions or want me to dive in deeper about another topic, just let me know. Thanks for listening. Bye.